Hey everybody, Dave here with Wags Automotive again, and I think we're ready to start this motor up. I got some tune-up parts for it and put them in it, so let's take a look and see what I did, then we'll get her started, see if she'll start. All right. Get the phone off the mount here for a minute. So, if you guys remember, I told you I put diesel fuel in this thing, okay? I don't know, it's above the full mark. It's probably got 5 or 6 quarts of diesel fuel in it. So, and I did that because it had all that sludge in it, and I want that diesel fuel to circulate through this engine and clean out all the oil passages and everything, okay? And we'll see what it looks like when we are done. But I put a new distributor cap and rotor and a set of points in it, and I put a new coil on it because I didn't think the other one was hot enough, and it's actually got quite a bit hotter spark now, so I think it's going to run a little better. And I also found number one plug wire had a bad end on it, so I cut it off and put a new end on it, and it's firing on all 6 now, or it should be. And then here's another testament to the age of this truck. This fuel pump's got a sight glass on it, so you can see the fuel in it. And I took that apart, cleaned it up. I took the lines off and blew them out, make sure everything was good. The fuel filter, even though it looks like crap, I blew through it, and it blew through fine. So it's not plugged up. And then I ran a fuel line back there to that can of gas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this thing up, and I don't know if it'll get fuel to the carburetor or not, but we'll see if it does. See what happens with it. So I'm going to start it up, and I'm going to let it run for, I don't know, a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and let it get that diesel fuel circulated through the engine, and then we'll drain it out, and we'll see what it looks like. See how nasty it is. Then we can put fresh oil in it and start it up and let it run. All right. Put my camera back on the mount here. And we'll get you guys a little closer so you can see what's going on. All right, turn that down. There we go. Oops. Oop, the camera's falling. All right, there we go. All right, I think you guys can see that pretty good. All right, so we're gonna dump some gas in her. And we might get gas from the fuel pump coming up. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to prime it first through the vent tube like I always do when I do these cars. I dump fuel down the vent tube into the carburetor. So we'll put a little bit of gasoline in there. All righty. Let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot to hook up the coil. Ha, it ain't gonna start without spark. Dorky me. All right, let me hook up the coil here real quick. I don't like leaving it hooked up when I'm not running it because I don't want the coil to overheat on me, so. Especially since it's a brand new coil. All right, now we got the coil hooked up. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. The starter's going out on it too, so we got to get it to engage. See if it'll start again. I think I ran my battery down. I ain't got an alternator hooked up to it, so. Well, we got her started. All right, so you guys heard her run. You know she's running good. Got a little bit of steam coming out of the thermostat housing there, so we know we got some heat in it. That's good. All right, so now I got to pull that filter off, the oil filter, and drain it. And then I got to pull the drain plug out and drain it out. And then we'll put some fresh oil in it and we'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to pause this, and when I get ready to pull the drain plug, well, yeah. Let me see if I can get that oil filter off there. I don't know. Let me go get my oil catch can. All right. I got my catch can here. Let's see if we can get that oil filter off and see what it looks like inside. Okay. Didn't sound too bad for a motor that hasn't ran in 30 years and was full of goop. We'll see what it looks like inside the oil filter here. Oh yeah, you guys see that? See that brown nastiness coming out of there? Yeah, that's ugly. Ew. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. But it helps get that sludge and stuff out of there. That's good. So we'll let that filter drain. And then we'll I'll pause the video, and I got to get a pan, an oil pan underneath the thing to catch the drain plug. So I'll pause it for a minute. I'll get the drain plug out. Hold on. All right, I got you guys under here, under the engine, and we got the drain plug loose. And let's pull this drain plug out and see what kind of. Dang it, my finger's in the way. All right, let's see what we get out of this lovely oil pan. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks like chocolate milk, man. Look at that. Now it's kind of turning black. Yeah, that's what that motor needed. It needed to get cleaned out. Yeah. Now we're getting some like oily stuff. See all that coming out of there? Let's see if we get any clumps. I don't know if we will or not. We got clumps the first time. Let's see if we get any this time. And my pan's almost full. Uh-oh. Put another pan under here. That one's gonna get too full. I won't be able to move it. You see with the new pan, it still looks kind of runny and brown, as you can see. I don't want to drop my phone in that. That's nasty. All right, well, I don't see any clumps or chunks, which means that diesel fuel sitting in there for 2 days while I waited for parts, and running it the little time I did, circulated that diesel fuel through the motor and the oil pump and all the oil passages and cleaned all that stuff out of there. So now the engine should be fairly clean inside. We should be able to put fresh oil in it and should be good to go. So, yeah, let's pause or stop the video, and then I'll let this thing finish draining. It's going to take a little bit because it's got that fuel in. I want to get as much of that out as I can. So I'm going to let that drain for a little while, and then we'll start the video back up, put some fresh oil in, and start it back up one more time. All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, so I got the nasty diesel fuel drained out of there. You saw how gross that was. Looked like watered down chocolate milk. Got that all cleaned out. I drained the oil filter out, made sure I let it drain really good, got all the diesel fuel out of it. And now I've put fresh oil in the engine. I'm going to use the same filter because the filter's like 18 bucks, and whoever buys this motor is going to need to change the oil on it anyhow. So, I mean, this oil is just basically just to run it to make sure it runs. So I've done all that. So let's hook up the, oh, and the water pump on this thing's right there. It's at almost at the top, right below the thermostat housing. So I went ahead and poured water in the thermostat housing because I had the thermostat out of it. And I put about a gallon of water in the block, so it shouldn't get hot on me too quickly. It should help it to stay cooler. So let's hook up the coil and crank it up and see what it does. All right, hook that coil up. Okay, here we go. Get a little bit of gasoline in here. Okay. See what happens. Maybe we lost juice, I don't know. Ain't starting now. Not sure what's going on here. Huh. Make sure we still got fire to our plugs. Uh-oh. Oh, we lost fire. I think our points have got too hot. cheap Chinese points are burned already. Guess they don't like 12 volts. All right, let's see if we got fire now. Help, I had a shimmer cap on. Still don't have spark on that one anyhow. Try a different one. Oh, I lost spark. All right, we'll have to figure out what's going on with it. I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so my points stopped opening and closing, so I readjusted them, set them again. Let's start it back up.
Doesn't sound that bad.
Well, I think I lost fire. We'll see. Hold on. Again, Chinese parts.
I found most of a quart of motorcycle oil.
Want me to turn on the fan? Want to? Thanks for watching.